yesterday you explained the departure of the soul during after death. So I would like to know during the sleep what is the difference, because the soul is taken in both of the cases. So I would like to know where the soul goes during the sleep.
This is about the departure of soul during death and sleep. What is the difference between the two, and where the soul goes in sleep?
See, the soul, translate it first, please. According to the Holy Quran, the soul sinks into unconsciousness and continues to do so until a point is reached where if he sunk further, it would die. It would never return. So at that point of no return, Allah pushes it back to consciousness, and it is saved from pending death. So every time we sleep, we go into a sort of process of death. That is why the Arabs say, "An-nawmu ukhtul mawt." Sleep is a sister of death. So every time we go to sleep, we take the risk of dying. We face the risk of dying. And when we awaken from sleep, we must thank God for prolonging our life and sending us back to life again. So every time we die and survive during our sleeps. Understand? Yes?
Is there any relation? Why it is written in the Quran that the believer stay away from their bed, so they spend the night praying instead of sleeping. Is there any?
No, Allah doesn't say don't sleep at all.
No.
I never read it anywhere.
No.
Without sleeping, you can't get up.
Yes.
While the sleep is heavy in your eyes.
Of course.
You have to fight it out. تَتَجَافَى جُنُوبُهُمْ indicates a fight, an effort to move away from the bed. The scientists who investigated the phenomenon of sleep, they fully support this Quranic declaration. And their finding is so amazing. Exactly according to the scientists, at the point where the soul must be returned to higher level of consciousness. Otherwise, it will slip into death. They say it is always done so precisely at that time. And the period is the same. It happens in a definite period which is always the same. So there is no accident about it. It has to be a well-designed thing in which when you go to sleep, during the first period of sleep, you go to sleep for a certain period. At that period exactly, suddenly the soul is tossed back into consciousness. And when it reaches the level of consciousness which is necessary for us to return to life, then they say that REM, rapid eye movement, begins. And you can notice it if you closely watch every sleeping person. And you can keep an account with the help of your watch. At exactly the same time, the eyeballs begin to move right and left rapidly. Very quickly, like this. and you can see their movement from under the eyelids. So this is called rapid eye movement. At that time, you remember, if you are awakened at that time, all the dreams which you had seen. But if you are not awakened at that time, then the dreams are forgotten. So that also shows that man is constantly dreaming. His inner thoughts are sort of coming up to his mind, and he examines them constantly and mentally prepares something, some conclusion out of the thoughts which keep roving in his mind. These are dreams, these thoughts. And these dreams can be only remembered when you are in a state of rapid eye movement. So the scientists have been awakening the patients, not the patients, awakening those on whom they experimented. Just at the moment when the eyeballs began moving rapidly, right and left, they awoke the person and ask, what were you dreaming? And they say, yes, this is what we were dreaming. So this happens precisely in the same period as designed by God. Now, accidentally it could not have been like this. If it happened accidentally, the time periods would be different. Sometimes too long, sometimes too short. A person who is very tired may have gone into sleep for 8 or 10 hours without ever showing these rapid eye movements. So, although the scientists do not speak of God, but they give evidence in favor of God, which cannot be interpreted otherwise. Got it?